security guards, we can see an exhibit that clearly shows the evolution of SpongeBob eventually getting taken over by robots. Okay, so there seems to be a final part of the robot invasion theory is going to completely change the way you look at the entire show. Are you ready?
No!
This is the Patrick Star theory.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Lexi here, and I hope you're ready to dive in for some relaxation with a snack and a drink with me, because today we are reacting to another one of Bale's SpongeBob theory videos. This is the robot invasion theory. Now, I hope you're ready for a joyride with me, because I know it's been a tad bit since I last did the last reaction theory, and I've been wanting to get into this, but it's a half hour long. So we're definitely in for a joyride the most. So this video in general is going to be long, and I'm sorry. I will try in between not to ramble on for too long to make this extremely long. But I probably will have a couple of thoughts. And I know difference, like, reaction-wise of me posting this. Just want to put this out real quick. The weather in Virginia, the time we're recording this, is absolutely insanity. Like, it was literally really cold. And all of a sudden, we're getting a bit of early spring warmth. Like, there's a few days, or at least there's, like, about a week worth of, like, 70 to 80 degree weather again before the temperature drops down suddenly. And we're in March. So, if you see me for a couple of newer-ish reactions, me of wearing t-shirts versus sweaters, that's why. But anyways, I'm really excited diving into this. I will definitely, I don't know what to expect, but I'm definitely probably going to have a bit of side thoughts, and I'm very, very excited to dive into it, and I hope you guys are ready to as well. If you want to catch full unedited versions of reaction videos, especially get early access and full uncut music reactions, to go ahead and jump over my Patreon. Please come support me there. Everything is available for free and paid members, and there's even a special paid tier for my YouTube community. That means all of you out there that are watching this right now. I'm trying really hard to grow my Patreon. It's where all of my reactions are going to be going first, as I've said before. So please come and join me in for the fun, and please come and support me, especially if you want my music reactions to be all uncut. And also on that note, if you haven't hit that subscribe button already, then please go ahead and do so if you like any and all random content on my channel that I post, especially if you just here with me and you just want to vibe to whatever I post, then please hit subscribe. And also liking this video will also help kind of push me along to the platform, along with watching my content as well. And please comment your thoughts if you have any, especially if you've been on the joyride with watching me react to Bale's SpongeBob theory videos. Please be nice, but I would love to know your thoughts. Just please be kind about them, because if they're not, you're gonna be cut, because that's not what I'm about. And don't forget, after you subscribe, to hit the bell to get notified for when I post new videos, so you guys don't miss anything that I post at all. So without further ado, let's jump into this. I'm so excited.
Alright, so I admit it, some of my theories have been a little crazy lately. I mean, Goofy Goober, Alien Death Cult theory, Pearl's Dead Mother theory. Let's maybe try and slow down a bit on this one. There is a secret robot invasion happening at Bikini Bottom. Everywhere you look, robots have integrated themselves into society, kidnapping and replacing people with robot cyborgs, waiting for their chance to rise up and start the robot apocalypse. This is not a joke. I repeat, the robots are coming. The robots are coming.
This is the robot invasion theory.
Ah, good opening, Alex. I love the fact that this dude puts like mini films and almost like a lot of stuff that he does. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't checked out his channel other than the SpongeBob theories, please check this dude out. Show him some love, because he is super talented.
Alex.
This is gonna be
Alex.
about, I think, a lot deeper
Sorry, what?
than what it seems.
You okay, dude?
Yeah, sorry, I
I've just got a lot on my mind lately.
How's the SpongeBob theorizing going?
It's good. It's good. I'm actually thinking about maybe stopping.
Why? They're huge.
Yeah, I mean, people watch them. It's just, I didn't go to film school for 3 years just to make SpongeBob theories forever.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just something you're doing now. Doesn't mean
I kind of know the feeling with having to do unexpected life career change.
What, you're a year out of film school and you're already directing commercials?
Yeah, but I didn't go to film school to make commercials either. It's just something I'm doing for now. I like SpongeBob theories.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, these videos also just, they take a lot to make. Not sure if I'm up for it anymore.
Dude, up for it? You just like watching cartoons all day. That sounds awesome. I would kill to have as many followers as you, man. I'd be set. I've been trying to get my film funded for
wow, okay then. Okay.
Pretty sweet gig you got there. But...
Interesting.
Hey,
interesting
it's
start,
time for
alright.
SpongeBob conspiracy.
Hey,
wow, I just realized I've been making SpongeBob videos for over a year now. Definitely did not think that I'd still be making these a year later. But it's all worth it, right? Because you guys love them,
really
and I
great.
love making them,
I love
and they're super easy to make.
I'm excited to see what this is. The robots are coming. Okay.
One of my favorite episodes of SpongeBob is the season 3 episode Crabborg. SpongeBob watches a scary robot movie, then gets super paranoid about robots taking over, and even kidnaps Mr. Krabs.
What?
What?
You think I'm
a robot?
We don't think, we know.
It's a really funny episode, but I can't help but wonder if SpongeBob's fears might be a bit more justified than we thought. In the episode SB129, we get our first glimpse of the future of Bikini Bottom, 2,000 years later.
Okay, what's going on here? Why is everything
Another classic episode.
Everything is chrome in the future.
We see a world covered in chrome, where everyone has been replaced with robotic people.
Okay.
SpongeBob, is that you?
SpongeBob? No, I am SpongeTron.
And this isn't the only time we see a future full of robots. In the season 7 episode Back to the Past, SpongeBob time travels to an alternate future where Man Ray takes over, and once again, people have been replaced by robots. And then, in the second SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, there's a deleted scene where SpongeBob and Plankton go to the future. A deleted scene?
Hold up.
This.
What?
We did it! I wonder when we are. Excuse me, sir. Do you know what year this is?
The voices.
We didn't go back in time. We went front in time.
And there's even foreshadowing in episodes that take place in the present. In the Krusty Krab training video, we hear this.
The training video?
Well, luckily for you, Mr. Krab's fear of robot overlords keeps the balance of technology in check.
I never
And
noticed
in
that!
security guards, we can see an exhibit that clearly shows the evolution of SpongeBob eventually getting taken over by robots. Okay, so there seems to be a lot of evidence for the future of Bikini Bottom being taken over by robots. But honestly, why does any of this matter? I mean, robots ruling the world is a pretty common depiction of the future in lots of different media. And even if this is the canonical future of the show, it's at the very least thousands of years in the future. It's not like we can already see this robot invasion happening in present-day Bikini Bottom, right? Here's an interesting question about SpongeBob that's always bothered me. Why are there so many robots in the show? And I'm not talking about Sandy or Plankton's inventions. It makes sense for them to have robots since they're both genius inventors. But why do hospitals and office buildings and amusement parks and Weenie Hut Juniors and many, many more places have such advanced robots? I mean, let's ignore the fact that they're underwater and robots wouldn't really make sense down here. Bikini Bottom isn't like a super advanced society, right? You wouldn't really say that they have much futuristic technology, except when it comes to robots. But why? And what's even stranger is that there are many, many instances where these robots suddenly turn evil. The first time I really started to notice this was in the season 7 episode Tunnel of Glove. SpongeBob and Pearl get trapped in a Glove World boat ride that's full of animatronics. Patrick tries to set them free by breaking into the control room, but accidentally causes all the animatronics to suddenly turn evil and attack SpongeBob.
Maybe? I don't know. I don't know if I haven't seen any of season 7 in probably years.
Now, this is a pretty basic cartoon trope. Someone accidentally breaks the controls, then the robot malfunctions and turns evil. This isn't really all that weird for SpongeBob. Except, what's strange about this is that Patrick doesn't break any controls. He hits a button labeled animatronic override, and that's what causes the robots to turn evil.
Oh, Patrick just...
lean on this wall.
Yeah.
Huh?
They aren't malfunctioning.
Of course,
The robots were
Patrick,
intentionally designed to have a
Patrick
button that
Star
makes them
would do
attack
that.
people. But why? Then, in the episode Good Neighbors, Squidward discovers a flyer for a home security system that's suspiciously free, despite it clearly being very advanced. After he sets it up, his house suddenly grows arms and legs and starts destroying
That's
Bikini
right,
Bottom.
it attacks Bikini Bottom. That's right, yeah.
Wow,
And it boots him
Squidward's
out.
house is destroying the neighborhood.
Now, to be fair,
Damn.
this was a malfunction caused by SpongeBob, but why would a simple home security system have giant arms and legs? I mean, the malfunction
I
didn't
don't
create
know.
them, they were clearly already installed. They eventually do manage to stop the
Right.
house, but what's really creepy about this is that we can still see signs of Squidward's house being sentient after this episode. Then, in the season 11 episode Krusty Cleaners, SpongeBob and Patrick go to
wait.
an office building and encounter a trash cleaning robot. The robot immediately attacks them for causing a mess.
Okay, I've never seen that.
Oh, my rump is roasting!
But this time, there's no malfunction that causes this. It's working exactly as intended. Not only does the trash
What?
robot
Really?
have a buzzsaw and a literal laser cannon, but it also turns all of the nearby machines into killer robots to help hunt down SpongeBob and Patrick.
Oh,
So
yeah.
where are all these
What kind of
places getting
episode
these
is
super
that?
advanced robots? And more importantly, why are they all being programmed to suddenly turn evil? This is a question that stumped me for a while, until I watched the season 11 episode, My Leg. This is the episode where I truly realized there was an actual conspiracy theory here and not just cartoon antics. It's time we finally find out who is behind the robot invasion.
Okay, this is absolutely wild. Are we getting another mini movie here? Yes, we are. Okay. To be honest, I actually kind of did wonder, especially early on in seasons, with the whole robot thing. I mean, there's a lot that I could go into in regards to real life a little bit, but Bikini Bottom, it kind of makes you wonder why sort of things were wrote in.
I'm still serious about you leaving this house.
I thought this would be towards the end of the theory. Why is this kind of like in the almost middle?
Very different things. You know, I don't want to come to this, but I will use force if I have to, so you better go.
Jeez, I almost thought that was my door. The mastermind.
The episode
Okay,
My
who's the
Leg
mastermind?
focuses on the reoccurring gag
My
of SpongeBob
leg!
always injuring his leg throughout the show.
I think his name is Frey, isn't he?
At one point in the episode, he goes to a hospital and meets a robot that works there. It's just a small throwaway gag. The robot never turns evil or does anything strange.
Don't take my leg! Don't take my leg!
But there's something awfully
heck?
familiar about the robot's design. Let's go all the way back
Huh?
to the season 3 episode Plankton's Army, which opens with Plankton trying to steal the Krabby Patty's secret formula with a robot disguise.
You never know what
Right,
trick
I
he'll use
remember
to steal
a
the
little
secret Krabby Patty formula.
What a quaint restaurant. I think I will sample their wares.
These robots have an uncanny similarity, right down to the same tie. Okay, but maybe we could just chalk this up to the showrunners being lazy and reusing assets. But SpongeBob has always had a
Exactly.
pretty diverse amount of robot designs throughout the show. And it's not like this is a
Right.
direct copy-paste either. They went to the effort to redesign the face and colors, but it was still clearly based on Plankton's robot. So, here's my theory.
What?
Plankton has built
Is it
many
Plankton?
robots to try and steal the Krabby Patty secret formula, but I think after he
Yeah?
fails to do so, he doesn't just throw them away. He redesigns the robots and then gives them to different businesses in Bikini Bottom with the intention to one day use them to take over the world once he has enough in place. I mean,
What?
we know what Plankton really wants isn't the secret formula, it's to rule the world.
I will rule the world!
And there's even the video game, Battle for Bikini Bottom, where Plankton tried to take over using an army of robots. So, this theory doesn't seem too far-fetched for Plankton's character, but we're gonna need a lot more evidence if we're gonna prove he's the one behind all the robots in Bikini Bottom. So, let's get started. In the Season 3 episode, No Weenies Allowed, we see a robot working at a place called Weenie Hut Juniors.
Would you care for another Diet Cola with a lemon twist, weenie?
And while it doesn't resemble any of the robots we've seen Plankton make, does that voice sound familiar to you?
Would you care for another Diet Cola with a lemon twist? What a quaint restaurant. I think I will sample their wares.
And again, it's not like this is the default robot voice we hear in SpongeBob. There are many different voices the show has used for robot characters.
What a quaint restaurant.
Greetings, I am Robo 2.1.
Wait. Alex, you're on something.
But here, they specifically recreated the voice from Plankton's robot. Let's go back to Glove.
Oh my god, why is this so similar?
We see a machine on the wall that looks shockingly like SpongeBob. So much so that
which
Patrick
is like the SpongeBob
we know
robot
Plankton
one,
has built
yes.
a SpongeBob robot before in Welcome to the Chum Bucket. Maybe he repurposed it here inside of Glove World. In Krusty Cleaners, the trash robot also has a striking resemblance to Plankton's robot in the Season 9 episode Eek and Urchin. In the Season 5 episode The Patty Gadget, Squidward tries to get SpongeBob fired by replacing him with a machine that creates Krabby Patties for free. But it's never explained where Squidward got this machine. Now, it doesn't resemble anything we've seen Plankton make, but a staple in a lot of Plankton's inventions is having them resemble his likeness, especially with one eye in the middle, and that's exactly what we see with the Patty Gadget. And the patties it makes are terrible, which would make sense for something Plankton made. In the episode All That Glitters, SpongeBob buys a super advanced talking spatula.
Yeah, this episode, yeah.
But in the episode Evil Spatula, we find out Plankton has a whole collection of advanced spatulas just like this one, and even tries to trick SpongeBob into taking a talking spatula. It seems like no matter where we turn, we can find a connection between the technology in Bikini Bottom and Plankton. But if you remember in those glimpses of the future, the world isn't just ruled by robots. They've actually replaced all the existing citizens with robot copies.
I am SpongeBob.
Yeah, that's insanity.
And believe it or not, this is also something we can already see happening in Bikini Bottom today. Get ready to see how far this robot invasion has really gone.
Okay, I just wanted to cut in real quick here. Kind of to just give a kind of like side note theory, which is interesting about this whole robot invasion theory, is that the connection to real life is definitely interesting, to say the least. I mean, in this day and age, the best way I can sum it up is I think it's a no-brainer at this point that we all know how advanced technology is, how things are with computer and artificial intelligence and all this stuff. And a lot of people, different people that have gone into deep dive into conspiracy theories, like Shane Dawson, shout out to him for pointing this out years ago. But one thing, and I mention him specifically for a reason, is because I don't know how long ago to have me recording this, but he once did a theory video involving with AI and how bad it could be, and so far he's been right about a lot of it, and he's just not the only one. There's just been so many different theories about how robots and stuff like that can like really just come in and destroy a lot of it. Like computers, like in robots and stuff, I can't 100% be relied on because they're bound to mess up, and if there's nobody to kind of like control the robots, what's gonna happen? They're just gonna fly off the handle. But it's just real interesting how for some best way for me to say this is that I don't know, for some reason, if the writers, directors, producers, whatever, I don't know what exactly their food for thought is around with robots in general, Bikini Bottom, but it's an interesting parallel is what I'm trying to say overall with what everything Alex has been pointing out and how Bikini Bottom is using the robots and stuff like that. It's just a real interesting parallel a little bit, but I wonder, I know they're not going to explain everything in the show, and they're real secretive about a lot of things, and if you know exactly what I'm talking about with certain things, and it kind of just really leaves you wondering, or at least for me so far now, is that they somehow parallel their ideas of what these certain things could do in like real life back then and kind of just parallel it into the show in a different way. I don't know, but it's real interesting to think about, and that's just one thing I'm thinking about. But it's just, this is very, very interesting, and I have no idea what direction Alex is going to go with this, so let's continue. Oh, no. This is insane, bro. Like, what the heck?
Hey! Victoria, what are you doing here?
I was just around, thought I'd stop by. Can I come in? Or
Inside? Inside? No. It's not a good time right now.
In all honesty, it kind of seems like you're going through something. I just wanted to check in on you.
I appreciate that. It's just
okay.
I'm fine.
This is a little
bizarre. The SpongeBob stuff.
One thing I will say, I really do like how he plays, like,
but I'm fine. You should probably go.
Like his filmography. Really I guess I don't know if that's the right word for me to use, but his film and film and stuff in this.
Okay, fine. Okay.
It's really interesting how he's done it a lot more, especially in this one.
Sure, fine. Yeah. I gotta put something away. Just stay
there has to be a point. That was awkward and weird. Trust no one. Okay.
Now, we know Plankton has tried to turn people into robots before.
SpongeBob, come in here.
Yeah, let me take off of this to stop him.
But he gave up after SpongeBob was too annoying.
You've got to take that yellow nightmare back. It's not worth it.
But I don't think this was his only attempt. In the season 11 episode, The Checkup, SpongeBob and Squidward are trying to give Mr. Krabs a health checkup by testing his pinching reflexes. I haven't watched any of the newer seasons
like this. I brought plenty of things for Mr. Krabs to pinch. A pinch of salt.
And one of the things they have him pinch is a baby.
A baby's cheek. Lucky that was a robot baby.
Some random baby just turned out to be a robot, and it's never explained why. That's weird even for SpongeBob. But things get even more interesting when we go back to season 9 in the episode Plankton's Pet, where Plankton tries to steal a Krabby Patty using the exact same purple baby as a robot disguise.
What?
That diabolical fiend! I can't believe this is working!
And we're not even done yet.
Wait,
if we go
Alex,
even further back to the season 5
something.
Episode Goo Goo Gas, we can actually see the exact moment where Plankton gets the idea to turn the baby into a robot.
Wait. Why, you're so tiny and helpless. I could take your formula whenever I wanted to, and you couldn't do a thing about it.
That's it! Finally, victory will be mine!
Now, in the episode, it's implied that this is just him getting the idea to turn everyone into babies to steal the formula, but isn't it crazy how it also perfectly lines up with the purple baby fish suddenly turning into a robot in future episodes? Now, there's another fish who's always been very suspicious to me, the strangely realistic news anchor fish.
Oh no, where are we going?
The identity of a mysterious flying man who helps people. Who knows what superhero act of courage he'll astound us with next?
In a show full of cartoon characters, why is he the only realistic one? In fact, I made a whole theory about how there are evolved cartoony fish that can talk and primitive realistic fish who can't. But as many people have pointed out, the one exception to this is the realistic news anchor fish. Well, if you ask me, he looks a lot like one of those animatronic singing fish you buy in a gift shop. Especially the way he mechanically moves his mouth and how we only ever see one side of him. So, already a pretty strong indication that he might be a robot, but there's also something familiar about his voice.
What kind of cruel, careless, evil person? I'll canvass all the seediest lowbrow dives in town.
Alex,
and if you're gonna take over the world, then you're definitely gonna want to control the media. But how exactly is Plankton replacing these people with robots? Well, I think the season 10 episode Whirly Brains gives us an important clue. In this episode, suddenly a new toy becomes extremely popular in Bikini Bottom, the Whirly Brain.
Just flip your lid, attach the propeller,
what the actual hell?
Into the air.
Yeah, it's a weird episode. So people are actually voluntarily attaching devices to their brains and ripping them out of their bodies, and no one thinks this is suspicious. If you ask me, this seems like the perfect way to replace someone with a robot. Remember, in Welcome to the Chum Bucket, Plankton told us how he turns people into robots.
I'll be forced to remove your brain and implant it in my robot chef!
By removing their brains. But is there any proof that he's the one behind the Whirly Brain toys? Let's take a look at the new SpongeBob prequel.
You can't really be 100% though.
Every once in a while,
really
the show cuts to this stop-motion parody of Frankenstein with Plankton, and he actually uses Whirly Brains helmets to conduct his experiments. It's not super clear
That's
how
just
this all
the
connects to
idea
main
from the show,
I mean,
probably,
we do see Patrick
though.
interact with the stop-motion plankton at some point, so they're at least in the same universe, but regardless, it's still a solid connection. We see another head-based gadget in the season 11 episode Bottle Burglars, an invisible helmet being advertised in a magazine for only 99 cents. And in the same episode, we see Plankton using the exact same helmet.
Crabs will never see me coming, invisible.
Oh my god, wait, these connections are honestly
Now,
starting to
maybe
get
this is just
insanity.
implying that he bought the helmet from the magazine, but that doesn't really line up with what we know about Plankton as an inventor. Plus, I can't see them selling a tiny version of the helmet just for Plankton. Seems a lot more likely that Plankton created the helmet and is selling them to the people of Bikini Bottom, possibly as a way to create more robots. Alright, so we're starting to get a pretty
he's
clear
really
idea
devious
how
though,
Plankton
so
plans
there's
on
no
turning
telling
citizens
what
of Bikini
Plankton
Bottom
could
into
actually really
robots.
do.
But there is one more character that I believe has already been secretly assimilated into a robot. And it's not some random background character either. It's one of the main characters
don't ruin
in
into
SpongeBob
anything for me,
SquarePants.
Alex.
This final part of the robot invasion theory is going to completely change the way you look at the entire show. Are you ready?
No!
This is the Patrick Star theory.
Patrick Star?
Okay, pay attention. Gary. Okay, how is this final part gonna line
Shit.
up with...
Victoria! Victoria! Victoria!
Oh, that's not good. She might have went into the basement. I cannot fucking believe this. I don't mean it does excuse me, but oh my god!
A very bold claim. But hold your judgments till the
Alex,
end.
please
By far,
explain!
the most requested theory I get on this channel is to cover Patrick Star, and more specifically, his inconsistent intelligence. Throughout the entire show, there are these little moments where Patrick suddenly says something smart.
I'm a bit more complicated than that. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
And then immediately goes back to being dumb.
Yeah, yeah.
There's so many examples of this happening
always
that many
puzzled
people
me.
have actually
That
made their
about
own
him has
theories
always
about
puzzled
it. Is
me.
Patrick secretly a genius and just pretending to be dumb? Does he have a secret split personality?
I diagnosed Patrick Star with trauma-induced anxiety triggered spontaneously duplicative multi-intellectual DID with additional paranoid schizophrenic delusions of a mental multiverse.
Maybe, but
that's too
I've
much.
come to a bit of a different conclusion. Have you ever noticed how every time we see Patrick try to think, there's either sparks or smoke coming out of his head?
Yeah. Okay, please. I never thought of him as a robot, though.
And almost every time we see inside of Patrick's head, it's represented with gears or some kind of machinery.
Okay. How come I never put any of this together, though?
Now, we're supposed to assume that this is just a cartoony way to visualize thought, but what's strange is just how consistent they are with it. And even stranger, none of the other characters' thoughts are visualized this way.
Just got an order from the boss. Dump everything that isn't about fine dining. Squidward's happy gland is forced to take shelter in the recesses of his mind.
It's only Patrick who seems to have this robotic association with him. And just look at how detailed they are with it. While Patrick's head is sparking in Rule of Dumb, if you look closely, you can see a spring pop out of him, and even a hole left behind by the spring. That is such a small detail that no one would notice unless you were going frame by frame. And if this is just supposed to be a metaphor inside of Patrick's head, how come SpongeBob clearly sees the spring come out? Okay, so let's entertain the idea for a moment that Patrick might be some sort of robot. How would he have gotten converted, and why does this cause him to randomly become smart every once in a while? Well, I looked at all the scenes where Patrick suddenly does something smart, and I noticed a bit of a pattern. There are two different types of these moments. There are times when we think he's saying something intelligent.
Wait, SpongeBob! We're not cavemen! We have technology!
But then it's revealed he's not actually being smart. This doesn't contradict
That's
his
actually
character
funny,
at all.
though.
Patrick is someone who doesn't see himself as
I'm
dumb.
with the
So there's
dumpy.
lots of times when he tries to be smart, but he fails.
Dumb people are always blissfully unaware of how dumb they really are.
But there are also moments where he actually does do something undeniably smart.
Wait a minute, Squidward. They might be onto something.
We could filter the CO2 through our ballast tanks, refire the engines, and ride the shockwave out of here.
Wow. He's right.
But then he immediately acts oblivious to the fact that he was being smart.
We're going through with your plan, Patrick. Yay!
What plan?
So, I kept track of these two different types of moments, and it seems like after season 3 is when he suddenly switches from pretending to be smart to actually having these smart moments. And this switch perfectly lines up with the season 4 episode, Patrick's Smarty Pants. In this episode, Patrick falls off a cliff and gets his head knocked off. SpongeBob accidentally replaces his head with some brain coral, which makes him become a genius.
No, his brain got switched. He switched back.
In the end, they switch back to his normal head, and Patrick goes back to his usual stupid self. But take a closer look at the scene when he first puts on the brain coral.
Here's your head.
Now, many people have interpreted these gears with cobwebs as a metaphor for Patrick's brain never being used until now, but these gears are not from Patrick's brain. His brain came off during the fall, which means these gears are entirely from the brain coral. And at the end of the episode, when they remove the brain coral, we can still see the electrical plug attached to it. We are no longer seeing a metaphorical representation inside of someone's head. We are seeing this plug from an outside perspective. The brain coral is just like the Whirly Brains, a robotic device that plugs into your brain to control you. Isn't it convenient that Patrick just happened to land next to a pile of coral that looked identical to his head? Is it possible that Plankton saw this as an opportunity to add another victim to his robot invasion? But after Patrick removed it, he went back to normal, right? He completely stopped Plankton's plan, right?
Yes.
Well, one season later, in the episode Sing a Song of Patrick, Patrick attempts to use his brain again, and we see the exact same gears inside of his head.
Come on, you stupid brain!
So wait, does that mean when we thought that his
creators went out of their way to recreate the exact placement of all the gears from the brain coral, which means the head Patrick put on at the end of Patrick's Smarty Pants was not his head. It was another piece of robotic brain coral. But it seems like for whatever reason, this brain coral isn't as effective as the first one, and he's only able to have rare moments of genius. In the season 12 episode, SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, Patrick has another one of his smart moments.
Oh, would you look at the hour? It's almost time for me to take SpongeBob on that tour so you guys can decorate his house.
But this moment in particular is very interesting because Plankton is actually there to witness it. And take a guess how Plankton responds to him.
I guess even a broken moron can be right once a day.
He calls Patrick a broken moron because he knows Patrick is a broken one of his experiments. And if you still don't believe me, in the newest episode of season 13, The Goofy Scoopers, we get this scene.
This stinks. I wanted to go backstage for an autograph.
Plankton was here. Yes, he certainly was.
Okay. So, y'all, quick food for thought here. It's kind of the best words I can think to describe right now because, I had no idea, for one, that some people thought that Patrick's star, may have been a robot, and honestly, at this point, I kind of do think, like, for one, number one, I never thought about a lot of this a lot, so the more I dive into these, the more my point of view changes on this show. But in general, I never thought about these certain little things. Like, it is interesting to see how Plankton constantly uses robots, and then it pops up in a similar parallel way somehow later on somewhere in the show. So I don't know if it's just like them reusing it, like Alex said, or if, like, for example, Plankton is trying to just like, okay, they don't work, I'm just gonna give it away. And maybe some people just have some companies in Pokemon just happen to pick them up and use them anyway. But for the thought that a possibility of Patrick's star being a robot has fully never grinded the gears in my head. Like, I never truly thought about it. Like, I thought that a couple certain things have been off but I feel like, and this is probably predicted here, and I'm probably gonna be right, but I feel like it stems from that one episode of, where Patrick does, of course, something stupid, and, like, his top of his head or his brain or whatever, like, gets switched because he fell down somewhere. I don't remember the name of the episode, but, like, he falls somewhere, and, like, he gets his, like, the top of his head mixed up in some freaking coral thing, whatever, and he, like, picks up and puts, like, you know, heads back on with, like, you know, SpongeBob, and then becomes smart, and then by the end of the episode, they recreate what happened, and then realize that, you know, and then he pats his hat back on, and he's fine as normal. I feel like that's where that's kind of gonna stem from. I don't know if it is, but I never really truly thought about some things, because there are moments where Patrick definitely says smart things, and then there's other times where he acts dumb, and that's always where, especially the older I've gotten, the more complex I've really thought about certain little things like that, is like, why is Patrick Star's character like that, where sometimes he says smart things and then a split second later realizes that he acts completely dumb, like he didn't just say something smart, and then everybody else around him is like literally surprised because he actually said something smart, including SpongeBob, his best friend. So I don't know exactly how Alex Bale is going to end with this. I don't know if he's trying to, and I don't know if he's trying to say that it's a combination of maybe Plankton and Patrick Star. I don't know exactly, but the whole concept overall, I guess, is just really just maybe something to think about. I don't know. But side note too, it is kind of interesting about the anchorfish. I didn't really question it, to be honest. Like, it kind of does remind me of the Amatron fish, because when I pointed out that I had one of those, I literally had one of those, and it's funny is because, I will insert a quick clip here if I can find it, but there is a tiny clip, there is a little bit within an episode of The Sopranos, where they give Tony Soprano, played by James Gandolfini, of one of those, and it's also it's such a throwback, because I literally had one of those, and that's kind of what it looks like. But in reality, I don't know if it's a combination of characters or what in regards to the overall theory, but I don't know, man. It's just I just had to pause real quick to talk about all of this, because my mind is so blown with the fact that the least character I was expecting was Patrick Star, because I thought he was going to say Sandy, because, you know, I mean, he dived into Sandy before, but it's like Sandy's really like the only one who would be smart enough for that sort of thing. I'm surprised that he never suspected Sandy, whatever, but I guess. But Patrick Star, I don't know how he's going to explain it, but just... God, let's go ahead and finish this off, because I don't know where else he's gonna go with this, and I'm just so innerly excited to see the end of this. I absolutely love this.
That is the robot invasion theory. Thank you very much. Okay, robot invasion theory done. Hey, we just passed 500,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much.
Good job, Alex. This was fantastic. It gives you a lot to think about, for real.
For SpongeBob theories. You guys wouldn't like all immediately unsubscribe and leave me if I stop making these, right? Thanks again for watching. I've been your host, the SpongeBob
I love it.
guy.
I think I still got a couple more to go, but
I'll see you guys.
This is freaking fantastic. Wow.
Where's Victoria?
Okay, here's the ending of this.
Do not give me the silent treatment right now. I swear to God, if you did something, I'll...
You what? Okay, if he's gonna leave this at a cliffhanger, I'm gonna be mad.
Where were you?
I was in the
Jeez,
bathroom.
girl!
Why the fuck are you pointing a knife at me?
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Where the fudge were
cannot be
you?
here right now.
No, I am not leaving until you tell me what's going on.
Listen, I promise I will explain everything to you later. You cannot be in here.
Why are you so afraid of me being in your house?
Victoria, I promise you, this is not the time. We have to leave right now.
Your muse isn't gonna eat me!
What?
What? You mean the big tentacle monster in my basement?
Yeah.
How do you know about that?
How do you know about this?
I have one too.
What?
What the hell? Oh my god, excellent film job and excellent reaction, or at least for me, filming this reaction to this particular theory. This gives me so much to think about, and it's absolutely wild, and especially a whole new perspective on Patrick and the robot invasion theory. I have so many thoughts, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. We still got a couple more to go, but we'll do it.